all day today, all we wanted to do was find out what was Fizzy Lizzy.
Well, I'm delighted. First of all, thank you very much for your
Thank you for
time.
enlightening us.
And I know it's late. Oh, you heard it? Yeah.
That's how I knew it wasn't a drag queen that was going to be testifying to the CEO.
Oh, you disappointed me, Dwayne.
Well, I hope to not only make my presentation short, but also a little bit entertaining with the show and tell. Again, thank you very much for your attention. My name is Liz Morrill, and I'm the founder and CEO of Fizzy Lizzy, which is a line of all-natural sparkling juice that I started in 2000 out of my fifth floor Nolita walk-up in Manhattan. Fizzy Lizzy consists of fruit juice and carbonated water with 0 added sugar, 0 corn syrup. Every bottle has a full day supply of vitamin C. We have 8 flavors, and we have an average of 56% juice across the board, the other 44% being carbonated water. I would just like to note that I started Fizzy Lizzy precisely to provide an alternative to sugary, fattening sodas and to equally sugary, high-calorie, 100% juice. And please also understand, we are a tiny, tiny company. You're looking at the chief cook and bottle washers right here in this room, and we have absolutely no lobbying budget. We have no advertising budget. So we are a carbonated beverage, but we are, a total mom and pop operation. Although we have I would like to say we're proud to have a big reputation in the food and to some extent in the public health and nutrition community, precisely because we're so nutritious and healthful. So with that said, though, I'm here to respectfully ask you and your colleagues to reject the governor's proposed obesity tax on certain categories of beverages, not because we're necessarily opposed to the goals. In fact, we support the goals of reducing obesity. It's a very important goal. But the tax, if you look carefully at the language of the statute, is completely arbitrary, irrational, littered with very outdated exemptions that altogether make for a bill that's not going to be effective. And at this point, if you could just turn to the second page in the presentation, which is the bar chart, I'll explain just why the bill is so arbitrary and irrational. This is a bottle of our Tangerine Fizzy Lizzy. It's pretty representative of all the 8 flavors. It has 100 calories per 12 ounces. As I mentioned before, a full day supply of vitamin C. Fizzy Lizzy is currently taxable at 8.375% in New York City. And obviously, if the tax goes through, the total tax will be over 26%. So again, full day supply of vitamin C, 100 calories, taxable. Tropicana Pure Premium Orange Juice, 100% juice, for 12 ounces, 165 calories, not taxable, okay? 165 calories is more calories than in a can of Coke, which is 146 calories, okay? Irrational. Let's move on. What else is not taxable because of exemptions? Teas. This is a bottle of Snapple Lemon Iced Tea. Has 150 calories for 12 ounces. That's a little bit more than Coke also. It's not taxable. Coffee drinks. I'm sure you've all seen Starbucks Frappuccino. This beauty weighs in at 253 calories for 12 ounces, okay? Which is considerably more than Coke, but it's also not taxable because coffee drinks are not taxable. I could go on and on, but the last one I'll show you is Nesquik chocolate milk, which is the most egregious of all these examples. This has 285 calories for 12 ounces, and again, gets through the loophole of cocoa drinks, I guess, or milk products, because it's also not taxable. I'm going to leave this, and this is 100% grape juice, which is also caloric. I'm going to leave all these as exhibits for you all to look over later. So as you can see, it's crazy. We have an extremely nutritious, very moderately, caloric drink, i.e. Fizzy Lizzy or other sparkling juices. I don't want to just single us out as the least caloric in this entire group, and yet we're the only one that's going to be taxed. So I just think it's puzzling to say the least.
Irrational.
Thank you.
Ridiculous.
Thank you. Okay, if I could get you all to turn the next page. Another reason that the proposal is misguided, and in this case incredibly ironic, is that none other than the New York State Department of Health urges against drinking 100% juice, and flip to the next page, right here, publication number 3914 from December 2007, mixed juice with water, okay? This is exactly what Fizzy Lizzy is. This is what the New York State Department of Health recommended a year ago, and yet Patterson wants to add an 18% tax to it, okay? Other organizations ranging from the American Dietetic Association to the Center for Science in the Public Interest, which many of you may know is a really great consumer nutrition watchdog organization in Washington, have repeatedly recommended that consumers mix juice with water. So it's just, it flies in the face of advice from leading nutritionists and public health organizations. Not to toot our own horn too much, but if you look at the next page, we've been really singled out, and we're very honored, we've been singled out by some very, very impressive, very well-known nutritionists and nutrition writers across the country, ranging from Marion Nestle, who some of you may know as the chairman of the Department of Nutrition at New York University, author of What to Eat, author of Food Politics. She singles out Fizzy Lizzy in her book and says that we do the job of making a healthy soda quite nicely. Better Nutrition magazine has praised us. I won't bore you with all the details, it's in the handout, but we're very proud of this. And more importantly, it goes to the message that you're sweeping the baby away with the bathwater with this bill. That's the problem. Last page. So the question is, what should you guys do? We are not necessarily saying you should tax beverages, because I'm not sure why beverages should get singled out. But if you do want to tax beverages, what we would recommend is, rather than having the tax be based on broad categories of drinks, which are outdated and which aren't scientifically based, we think that the criteria should be uniform and scientifically measurable and rational. So, the idea that we came up with, which we think meets these criteria, is if a beverage has more than X calories per ounce and or Y grams of sugar per ounce, it's taxed. If it has fewer than that, it's not taxed. And if you want to come up with a formula to give extra credit, so to speak, for beverages that have a certain amount of vitamins intrinsically, or phytochemicals, or minerals, that strikes me as rational and uniform and fair. But I certainly would not do it using categories, because you wind up including in those categories beverages that shouldn't be there. And conceivably, I know we're in a terrible financial situation right now. Conceivably, if you do want to go with this approach, why not apply that same thinking to food and not just beverages? But at the very least, we're very supportive. I started the company because I could not drink straight juice. It was too sweet. So I'm with you on the goals. I just respectfully disagree with the methodology. So thank you.
Thank you so